Sometimes the best legal advice I can give someone is not to hire me. And that probably sounds like a terrible business strategy, but it's actually one of the reasons why people do hire me. Let me explain. If you've been accused of a crime, one of the first things you'll probably do is start calling lawyers. Almost every criminal defense lawyer offers a free consultation. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Different lawyers run their practices differently. But before we go any further, I have to give you the obligatory lawyer disclaimer. This video is for general educational purposes only. It isn't legal advice. Watching this video or interacting with this channel does not create an attorney-client relationship. Every case is different. If you're facing criminal charges, you need legal advice that's specific to your situation. Now, let's talk about that first meeting with a lawyer. Here's the question I think too few people ask. What is that first meeting supposed to accomplish? Should it simply be an opportunity for a lawyer to convince you to hire them? Or should you walk away with a better understanding of your case, your options, and what's next? I think the answer is obvious. Your first meeting should leave you better off than you walked in. People often call my office and ask, do you offer a free consultation? The answer is yes, just maybe not the way you're expecting. When you call my office, that phone call is the free consultation. That's where we learn what happened, we answer the basic questions, we determine whether we even practice in the area you need help with. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes you don't need a criminal defense lawyer. Sometimes you need a different kind of lawyer. Sometimes another criminal defense lawyer would simply be a better fit. If that's the truth, I'd rather tell you that during the phone call, because helping someone doesn't always mean becoming their lawyer. But if it sounds like you would benefit from sitting down with an experienced criminal defense lawyer, that's when we will schedule a strategy meeting. A strategy meeting isn't a sales meeting. It's legal work. It's where I listen. It's where I ask questions. It's where I identify issues you may not even realize exist. We talk about the evidence, the law, the risks, the strengths, the weaknesses, the possible outcomes, and the next steps. My goal isn't to convince you to hire me. My goal is to help you make the best decision. And sometimes that decision is hiring my office. Sometimes it isn't. Let me give you an example. I've changed some of the details to protect my client's privacy. Not long ago, a father and his teenage son came to see me. They believed that they needed to hire me to fight an order of protection. Now, here's the interesting part. Orders of protection aren't really what I do. I could have spent the entire meeting trying to convince them to hire me anyway. Instead, we spent the next hour talking about strategy. What were they actually trying to accomplish? What were the legal risks of challenging the order? What were the costs? What were the chances of success? And perhaps most importantly, what if fighting it actually made things worse? By the end of the meeting, my recommendation wasn't, here's my retainer agreement. It was, you probably shouldn't hire me. Instead, I gave them the names of attorneys whose practice focuses on orders of protection, because my responsibility wasn't to sell them my services. It was to help them make the best decision, whether that decision benefited me or not. After years of defending people, I've learned something. Most clients don't know what questions they should be asking, and that's completely normal. If you've never been accused of a crime before, how could you? Sometimes the thing that's keeping you awake at night isn't actually your biggest legal problem. Sometimes there's a legal issue you haven't even considered. That's where experience matters. You're not paying for someone to tell you what you want to hear. You're paying for someone who knows what questions to ask and who can help you build a strategy. So before you hire any criminal defense lawyer, ask yourself one question. When I leave that first meeting, am I leaving with a strategy, or did I just leave with a sales pitch? Because I believe your first meeting should leave you more informed, more confident, and with a clear understanding of your options. Whether that means hiring that lawyer, hiring someone else, or deciding that you don't need to hire anyone at all. If your first meeting accomplishes that, then it was worth your time. If you're looking for a lawyer, I hope you'll choose someone whose first priority is helping you make the best decision. If you think that lawyer might be me, I'd be honored to have that conversation. I'm Joel Chorny. Your rights matter. Protect them. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.